We
Hello.
are live. Hello, everyone. We're going to make this short, sweet, and to the point because we have a lot of stuff to get through in a very short amount of time. I apologize. I am running late today. Some things got pushed back and moved around, and, we're just going with it. So, another reason why I wanted to keep this short and simple. I know we are talking about the topic of friends, so my next guest, she's a new friend of mine. Well, kind of new. She's going to be a new friend of yours, so that's fun. And I think what she has to offer is something really fun that we can do with our friends that we already have and to make new friends, all of that good stuff. So, real quick, we talk about being aware of the people who support you, your friends who support you. I'm going to follow that up with be aware of the friends that you are supporting or not supporting. If you feel like, oh, this person doesn't really fully support me, she doesn't care about what I do, maybe take the chance to sit back and think about, are you fully supporting that person? Are you giving them everything that they need to move forward with their growth? Sometimes it happens. Sometimes we reciprocate those ugly feelings that we have about ourselves. I can see some comments popping up. What's up, Donna? I'll be chatting with you later, my dear. So I have a quick announcement to make because I'm gonna have to spill the beans with my guest anyway. She knows, but so I don't know why I'm getting so worked up about giving this news because everyone that I've seen knows it's not really something I can hide. However, we're adding one to the family. I got a nice little surprise back in March in the midst of wedding planning and moving and all the fun stuff that life throws your way. Come to find out, I got a baby on the way. So, yeah, that's fun. So that's definitely been a huge transition for me. And I have to say thanks to all the friends. I know in the last show I was talking about how things came up with wedding planning and my friends were there to jump right on board and move things around. There was no complaints about not being able to go to Santa Barbara and drink and do all this crazy stuff. We went to Disneyland instead and it was awesome. So I have great friends. So with that said, I'd love to make my pregnancy part of this Bulletproof journey. So if you know anyone that has anything to do with, prenatal or parenting, postpartum, whatever it is, I'd love to get in contact with them and create a little something for Bulletproof as part of, this journey I'm taking in becoming a single woman to a wife and very quickly a mother. It's very exciting. I'm slightly terrified. So, and I can imagine there are a lot of mothers out there who are a little bit terrified about this new, this big change going on in their life. Not just the size of our bellies, but everything else that comes with that. So, if you know anyone that does anything to do with maternity, prenatal, raising children, you name it, I'd love to get in touch with them and do some work with them for the show. So, yeah. All right. I hope that was short and sweet. I think it was. Thank you, Claudia. She says I'm glowing. Oh, it's just the really good lighting in here. All right, so let me introduce to you Anna Neimark. She's a personal stylist. So first of all, we're gonna get to know her a little bit. She has one of those really great stories that I love. That typical she did what she thought was best because it's what her family did, and then realized this isn't my thing. Now you're a personal stylist. You kind of just gave up what you thought was right to live your life of liberty.
Yep. Thank you for having me on. I'm super excited.
I was going to say, it's probably not easy giving up that comfortable lifestyle that and then just being like, I'm just going to make something out of, what I actually love.
Right. So my story, really short and sweet. I moved to San Diego 8 years ago for an engineering job. I got my degree in engineering physics, went to one of the top engineering schools in the country, that whole thing. Quit my master's halfway through, hated it, was like, all right, I need a change. And I left Denver and I came to San Diego for the weather mainly. But I moved for the engineering job. And, 5 or so years into the engineering job, I was really unhappy and it just really didn't fit. I was like crying myself out of bed every morning, drinking myself to sleep every night, that sort of thing. And I didn't know that there was any other way. Like, well, this is what I'm meant to be doing. This is what, my education background is in. So what am I supposed to do? And then I dove really, really deeply into personal development work. And I did this personal and professional training and development program, which really like shines a light on all your blind spots and kind of you get to see why you are the way you are and what's been stopping you. And I realized that I was living my life that I thought everybody else wanted for me. Like the expectation of, you get a great education, you get a solid job, a stable career, you make money and then you die sort of thing. Which, not knocking that, right? There's nothing wrong with it. But it just wasn't, it never really truly fit. It was never my self-expression. And then I thought, like, well, what do I really actually want to do? And I thought about it, like, I was always that friend, speaking of friends, right? I was always that person who liked shopping for my friends better than shopping for myself.
Okay.
So I would like walk into a store with somebody and they'd like pick out a couple things and I'd bring them 10 more into their fitting room instead of looking for myself. And, by the time all was said and done, they'd walk out with the 10 things I brought them and not the stuff that they got. And
sorry, I need to take you shopping with me.
Yeah.
Because I don't like shopping, period.
It's happening. It's definitely happening. I got you.
It is now.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Continue.
We will get to that, yes. So it was always just how it was, but I never thought that I could make a career out of it. I never thought that, it was just a hobby, right? A cool thing that I'm talented at. And then I really started thinking about it and I started doing my research. Like there are plenty of stylists out there that do this as a career that make a living doing that exact thing. And I went to the School of Style in LA and took some courses and just did some research, started taking some freelance personal styling clients, and 3 years later, here we are. And I'm doing it full time for almost 2 years now, and it's really, really what I love, because my whole thing is when people are fully self-expressed and they're dressing their body exactly the way it is, they're unstoppable. It's like the next level of confidence to step into the next level of themselves.
So you start off with an engineering degree.
Yep.
Career. Moved to San Diego, mostly for the weather, partly for the degree, or the other way around.
The job, yeah.
Yep. Realized it was not for you.
Mm-hmm.
When did you realize that, I could actually make a career out of shopping? Like, what was like the turning point that this life that I'm living is not me, but I could do the shopping thing? Was there like a gap in between, or was it just like one day like, I'm not doing engineering anymore, I'm going to be a personal stylist?
Honestly, it was that personal development course I did. It's called Neimark. It's the Neimark Forum. It's 3.5 days. And in the span of that 3.5 days, it was just this light bulb that went off in my head. Like, oh, I could actually do this thing that I've always been passionate about, but never knew I could make a career out of. Like, I could really do this. And then I started doing research, and I still worked in engineering for about a year and a half after I had that eureka moment. But I started taking on clients and then eventually transitioned into doing it full time.
So what's your vision for your personal styling career?
My vision. Oh, okay. So my vision really is, or my why, like why personal styling is, I want to live in a world where there isn't a single person who looks at him or herself in the mirror and hates what they see. And through style, just as an access to self-acceptance and self-love, like learning to dress the body you have right now as it is, not the body you wish you had or had someday 5 years ago. Or, you know, lots of women go through this change after pregnancy. They can't get their pre-baby body back and they like lament those days, but it's like you caused a human life. Like, it's a freaking miracle. Your body is capable of these amazing things, and people beat themselves up for some standard of perfection they're trying to compare themselves to that isn't actually realistic or attainable, and they keep themselves stuck in that way. So my whole thing is dressing yourself exactly as you are right now and looking at the next level that you want to take yourself into will actually cause that confidence. It'll cause that self-acceptance, that self-love. And through that work, eventually, you know, I want to be speaking on stages and all of that. But really my ultimate goal is that body dysmorphia and eating disorders cease to exist in the world. That it's just no longer a thing, that models are like starving themselves backstage at fashion shows, or little girls are looking at the covers of magazines with these perfect photoshopped humans on them and then like starving themselves or throwing up their food because they're trying to attain that level of perfection that doesn't exist. So not to get all heavy, but that's really why I want to get that message out of the world. And the message is you're fucking perfect, just the way you are.
I love that.
Yeah.
Did you have any personal experience with the body dysmorphia, like not fit? I think every young girl at some point has felt like they need to change their body. I definitely did. I hid my body when I was a teenager. I used to always wear jackets and sweaters and jeans and like things to like, and I just cover up what I wasn't, it's usually this area that I wasn't comfortable with. And then I think one day after dieting and working out and doing all this stuff, I just went, this is just my body.
Yeah.
This is it. Love it or hate it, you know?
Yeah.
I got me a man now anyway, so.
Yeah. Right, and it takes that moment, but not all of us have that moment. And I mean, I've run the whole gamut from, like, I'm 5'11", and I was at one point 125 pounds, and then at one point I was 185 pounds. So I've like gone the whole spectrum of like borderline anorexic, counting every single calorie, like running 4 miles a day,
Wow.
to like, fuck it, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want and like stuff my face every day and drink every night, and realizing like, well, that's a form of, you know, self-sabotage and self-torture.
Yeah.
Because it all comes from the same place of not accepting yourself and not loving yourself just the way you are. And eventually I like hit this middle ground where I'm like, okay, you know, it's not perfect. I'm not where I want to be. There are steps I can take, but no matter what my body looks like right now, it's okay. Because so many of us put off like buying a dress that makes us feel amazing because we're not the body we want to have, right? Like, oh, in 10 pounds, I'll treat myself to something I love. Or, you know, we have that dress hanging in our closet that we haven't worn in 5 years because we haven't been able to get back to that weight. And we think, or we say to ourselves, well, that's my motivation. But it's really not, because every time you look at it in your closet, you feel like shit. And you beat yourself up over not being where you were 5 years ago. So I just got to a point, I think I was still in engineering. I had realized that what I wanted to do was the fashion route. And I got so tired of like beating myself up and just abusing myself with food and booze and like trying to fit into clothes that didn't fit and the whole thing, right? And I just got to a point where I was like, no, this is who I am. This is my self-expression. I dyed my hair red. I started wearing like bright red lipstick to work and gold jewelry, and like started dressing not the way that I thought I had to for a corporate career, but actually in a way that felt more like me. And I think that's such an important thing for women, men, anyone. We put ourselves in this box, especially in the way we dress and the way we present ourselves. We think that we have to show up a certain way. Like, you know, if you're in corporate, you think you have this idea of what corporate looks like, or what professional looks like, or what, you know, projecting an air of confidence looks like, and you stuff yourself into a suit that you feel completely inauthentic in. And part of what I did for myself 3 years ago, and part of what I do for men and women now through my work, is what feels like you. Like, how do you be appropriate to the situation you're in and to your environment, but still in a way that's you? And how do you project the fullest version of yourself, like the next level version of yourself? Who do you actually want to be in the world? Not who does everybody else expect you to be, or put yourself into a box of how you think you should show up, but how do you want to show up? Like, what statement do you want to make when you enter a room before you ever even open your mouth?
I think that right there is huge, because so many people base off the, you know, what they think they should look like based off of other people's judgments and expectations. How they think they need to look for. I mean, obviously, if you're going to an interview, you want to look smart, but then outside of that, you know, I mean, I don't care if I walk around in a pair of yoga pants and a t-shirt, but there are other people who feel like they have to dress to the nines to go to the grocery store.
Right.
Because God forbid someone sees them. So what would you say is like your best piece of advice? I mean, this is more than just about fashion.
It is. Oh my God, it's
which
so much
is
more.
A huge reason why I wanted to have her on the show. It's not just about, you know, summer fun, let's go shopping and find, you know, the hottest item on the rack. This is about dressing your body exactly the way it is right now and loving it just the way it is right now.
Yep.
So what's your best piece of advice for that? Like, for someone who has a hard time, you know, I can think of so many women that I know who go out, they find something they like, they put it on, they go, you know, I don't know if this is for me right now. You know, like, I can see my stomach. Oh, my butt looks big. We get made fun of that for a little bit. I wish I could put on a dress and say my butt looks big.
Yeah. Oh, girl.
But, I
same.
mean, there you go. There's something right there. I'm like, I don't know if I like this dress. It makes my butt look small. Yeah. So how do you get around that when you see something that you really like and you actually feel good in, but there's just that one little thing?
So the way to not necessarily get around it, but deal with it head on, is figure out what your body type is. So all you do is you take a measuring tape. You don't have to look at the numbers, but you take 3 measurements across, the fullest part of your chest. I'm like breaking the set. The smallest part of your waist. And even if you have a stomach pooch or something, you know, your apple shape, even though women aren't fruit, everybody has the smallest part to their waist. So it's the smallest part of you. It could be higher than your natural waist, but you measure that, and then you measure the widest part across your hips. And you look at those 3 measurements and which is biggest. So if the top is biggest, you're bigger on the top. If the middle is biggest, you're bigger in the middle. If the bottom is biggest, you're bigger on the bottom. If the top and bottom measurement are around the same and the waist is a lot smaller, you are the proportional hourglass body type.
Which a lot of people wish.
Right. More on that in a second.
Yeah.
And then if the 3 are around the same, then you're the no curves or athletic body type.
Okay.
So those are like the 5 general body types. And like I said, women aren't fruit. I don't do apple pear shapes, none of that. But the hourglass shape, only 8% of women naturally have that body type. So as much as we want to contort ourselves and pretend, that's just what it is, right? But
so no more suffocating ourselves with those little belt things that were hip for a while. I don't remember what they were called. The
No,
restrainers, yeah.
no waist trainers. Yeah. No trying to morph your body into something it's not, but you can work with your body. You can, once you figure out what body type you are, so even though only 8% of women naturally have the hourglass body type, that's the one that's most visually appealing. Mm-hmm. But just because that's not your body type doesn't mean you can't fake it with clothes.
Right.
So the way to do that is you fill in the part of the part of the hourglass that's missing on your body. So bigger on the top, you fill in the bottom with A-line skirts. Bigger on the bottom, you fill in the top with like boat neck tops or things that open up the shoulders and kind of widen and draw more attention to the top area. So anybody can have that perfect hourglass shape. You just look at what body type you are and you work with it rather than trying to morph your body into something it's not, or suffocate yourself or put on the waist trainer or, you know, a corset or whatever the hell the next, you know, trend is.
Yeah.
But honestly, the way to fake it, the simplest way to fake it is with a belt. Just a regular plain old belt at the smallest part of your waist. Yeah. And I will talk about belts till the cows come home. All of my clients know this. Like the first thing I do when I go through their closet is like, okay, do you have belts?
I don't. I avoid belts. See, so my thing is like I have a small bum, but I have a wide waist, and I have love handles. So I always avoided belts because I felt like they made my waist look bigger than my bum. But I guess I just needed to lift them higher.
Yeah. Oh. You just put the belt on at the smallest part of you.
Yeah.
Instead of at your natural waist, you put it a little higher. Mm-hmm. So you highlight how tiny that part is, and then you want something that flares out a little bit at the hip. So if you see my dress, it's because I have pretty much the same body type as you. I have the small, flat Russian butt and love handles. And so I have like the hourglass body type, but it's like this and then bump.
Yeah.
So what I do is things like the dress I'm wearing. So it's a wrap dress and it comes in and it ties. Ooh, as I
demolish wildly
gesticulating with my hands, demolishing the set. But yeah, so wrap dress comes in at the waist, ties at the smallest part of my waist, and then it flares out at the hips to create more on that bottom part of the hourglass.
So it accentuates the girls.
Accentuates that there is a waist, and then it flows away from the hips to make it look like there's more there than there actually is. And that way you create that perfect hourglass and you create that super flattering silhouette without actually trying to change your body or contorting yourself or starving yourself. Like this is actually a super comfy dress that just looks super flattering because of the way it's structured.
Nice.
So it's finding those types of things. And the easiest way to do it too is to find your celebrity body double. So yeah.
Okay. Some fun homework there.
Yes, fun homework. Figure out your body type by doing that measuring thing, and then look for celebrities with a similar body type, like bigger on the top, like Christina Hendricks, for example, or bigger on the bottom would be like Beyonce, or hourglass would be like Halle Berry or Scarlett Johansson, or bigger in the middle would be like Adele or Lena Dunham, or like the athletic would be your Kate Moss or Kate Hudson, like pretty much any runway model. They usually have that no curves athletic body type. Okay. So looking up pictures of your body double celebrity and looking at what elements they use to fake that hourglass shape. Because like Beyonce is bigger on the bottom, but if you look at pictures of her online, it looks like she has that perfect hourglass shape. Why? Because she always wears jackets with a strong shoulder, or she opens up the neckline and widens out her top half to balance out the bottom half. So once you start paying attention to those little things, you can find those elements that'll work for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. Oh, I wonder who my celebrity body double is. This would be some fun homework for me too.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to the fun stuff. I actually brought in a couple of items that we can look at. My dress today is actually the only maternity dress that I have. My mom bought it for me, and at first when she bought it I was like 12 weeks pregnant, so there was no belly there to fill, so it just looked like a really big dress. But now there's a belly in there. I'm like, oh, I actually want to like wear it. So I know we don't really have like a full length camera, so it's also nice because of how hot it is at the moment. It's not like touching my skin. It's not, and of course I got married and was on a honeymoon and ate lots of goodies. So again, it's not like hugging my curves or anything like that. So it's nice and comfortable. But I took off, like, except for my ring, I took off all my jewelry because I'm like, I think that's the biggest thing for me, and that's probably what's going to happen with the clothes I have behind me is I don't know how to dress.
How to accessorize?
Yeah.
And like complete the outfit?
Yes. So
So let's see.
like, what am I doing right now?
Your bag of tricks.
Yeah, my bag of tricks here. So I brought in some jewelry, which have probably been on the show before. This was just stuff that I had lying around that I grabbed on my way out. So gold necklace.
Fun.
We've got this. It has some color in it. Let me get my phone out the way. This I got because I just thought it's kind of cool. I think I may have worn it before on the show.
That's cute.
And then lots of little bangles. I love these. My mom and I think 2 of these are from my mom, so I don't like carrying it with me. And then this, so I get my granddad off of here. This I actually got in Italy. It's made out of Venetian glass.
That would look good with your dress, actually.
Yeah, so for me, like we're going to see because all the items I have behind me are white. I get the white things, and then I'm like, oh, I can color it, and then I go to color it, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So let's see if I have anything else in here. We've got this. This is also from Venice.
Oh, that's
this
fun.
bad boy.
You can like wrap that around and make it a
I either wrap
multi-layer
it,
thing.
yep, or I just let it
long.
hang. This is purple, so that's not really going to go with what I'm wearing right now. I have this choker, which I've had fun wearing recently. That's like the only choker I have. This bangle, I do enjoy this bangle a lot. I love that with just like a black dress.
You could do it with your white too.
Oh, good. We're about to see. Okay, yeah.
So first question before we dive in.
I don't have any belts.
We need to get you a belt. So quick thing before I forget. So this dress, right? It's a maternity dress, but how do you transition the clothes you already have to be maternity clothes? And then how do you not throw out everything or like have to buy a whole new wardrobe once you're pregnant and then have to buy a whole new wardrobe when you're not anymore, right?
Yeah.
So the key is buying a lot of stretchy things.
Yes.
So what you're wearing right now, the dress is super stretchy.
Yeah.
And even, so you could wear it through your entire pregnancy, and then once you have the kiddo, you could still wear the dress. And to make it not like just some big tent baggy dress, you add a belt, and it instantly transforms to an actual like normal dress that you can wear. So looking at things like that, like getting super stretchy pieces that you can still wear through your pregnancy, but then wearing them with belts, or if they're super stretchy and they fit you pre-pregnancy, then they'll fit you post-pregnancy too, right?
Okay.
So just looking at those kind of items so you don't have to resort to buying a whole bunch of maternity wear that you're then going to either donate or give to somebody else. So a good way to like save money is just super stretchy pieces that you can like scale down when you're no longer pregnant.
So I'm on the right track there.
You are absolutely on the right track.
Actually, that's why I love this dress here. Let me reach back and...
Do you want me to pull it?
No, it's all right. Here I go. There we go. Whoop. Say hello, baby. That's why I love this dress. So this dress was actually given to me by a family member, and I have worn it a few times before I got pregnant, and I've worn it since I got pregnant because I think because of the ruche sides,
Yep.
it helps like stretch it out, and it accentuates the girls up top.
Right, and it's still like a very flattering cut. Yeah. So the ruching, and the thing I like, the ruching will help create a slimming silhouette on your bottom half, and this seam probably hits you at the smallest part of your waist.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing I like about it.
And then it's got a ruching in the butt, so it kind of makes me look like I have like, you know, nice butt cheeks too. I think. I don't know. I can't exactly see myself from behind.
Yeah. So the thing you would want to do, because there's like a sequin thing on the top, so you want to keep it simple on the top, but you can wear like bigger earrings with it.
Okay.
And then you could do something like this to kind of bounce off the bling on the sequins on the top.
Okay.
To dress it up a little bit. Or you can dress it down with something just super simple, like just simple hoop earrings or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, so go bigger on the earrings and then no necklace? Maybe
I wouldn't do a necklace
Nope.
because of the sequins on the top.
Okay.
Because it can be kind of shiny
Flashy.
overkill.
Got it. Okay. So what with this?
So with the dress you're wearing right now, you could do...
So we got like these weird little shoulder cutouts here. I
They're
like them.
very in right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's all about the like cold shoulder thing. So you could do all sorts of ways, right? If you want to do casual, you could do something like this to add a pop of color to it,
Yeah,
like
a
for
lot of-
daytime casual.
Okay.
And
like
then
that.
if you want to do a little bit more fancy, then you could do this guy. Like that would
Ooh,
pop
okay.
it and make it more like night out type of thing.
Okay. Oh, that's another thing to think about. It's like, what are you actually doing in these clothes?
Yeah. So that's the thing to think about. What are you actually doing? So
Okay.
the first thing to think about is, what statement do you want to make before you even open your mouth when you walk into a room, right? And how do you want to feel in your clothes?
Uh-huh.
And like who do you want to be? And you just think of 3 words, like, is it confident, powerful, sexy, comfortable? Like what are those words for you?
Right now, confidence definitely the big one. I would say sexy because I don't always feel that. You know, I'm having fun with that. And word number 3, confident, sexy. Good question. Sensuous? Are those,
That's
those
kind of like
the
sexy.
same? So instead of sexy, I would say sensuous.
Okay.
Confident, sensuous. Bold's kind of the same as confident, right? I don't know. Those are the 2 big ones that are sticking out to me right now. Number
Okay.
3 is not happening right now.
It's all good.
Bold
And
and,
that-
sensuous.
And that's that was really good. Well, so every time you go into your closet, this is your homework, by the way, and this is everybody's homework. Think of your words, think of how you want to show up in the world, and then go into your closet and look at everything you have in there and think, is this a representation of that? When I put this on, does it fit? And do I feel those things in it? Is it helping me project the next level of me into the world? So if you want to be bold and sensuous.
Fun.
And fun.
This popped up. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Bold, sensuous, and fun. How do you make every outfit that? Even
Okay.
your yoga pants.
Yes, yoga pants are the best right now because
Right.
The
Because
only
they
things that
fit and
fit.
they're comfy. But how do you put outfits together with your yoga pants that still feel bold, sensuous, and fun?
okay.
Right? Is it a fun pair of yoga pants? And is it, instead of like a grubby t-shirt, are you going to wear a top that's a little more flattering or a little more dressy?
Got it.
Are you going to wear like a cute little sweater, like a little whatever, like off the shoulder sweater to go with your yoga pants, so you still project that image and you still feel that way? Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And I think I have 2 more items of clothing here. Everything's white, like I said. A lot of my closet is bright colors, like this, pinks. I think a lot of the stuff that you see me wear on the show have a lot of color to it. So
that's your fun.
The stuff
and the
that I
bold.
brought in are white because I'm like, oh, they're cute tops, but I don't know how to dress them or how to wear them to look fun and really like stand out and look bold, or even just like fit my body type. So I have this. I love this because I love the little, I don't know, angel wings.
Flutter sleeves. Angel wings.
Angel wings. Come
Some
on now.
people call them Harry Potter sleeves. I've heard like the whole gamut of description.
Oh, sorry, I'm probably covering up my microphone with this. Yeah, it comes across the waist like this. It kind of hides up the belly a little bit. So if I'm feeling a little fluffy, then that's nice.
And it comes in at the smallest part of your waist.
Yeah.
Which is, again, really good.
Yeah, but again, it's I guess it just comes down to where am I going to wear this? So I can dress it up the way I want to. I think I've worn this like twice with a pair of like black yoga pants.
So,
but I don't know
no,
what to do.
no wonder you're not inspired by it, because like black and white is very chic, but it's not exactly bold and fun.
Yeah.
Right? So how can you make this top bold and fun?
I'm thinking maybe I should get some like colored yoga pants.
Yeah, or like little, they don't have to be yoga pants. They can be like colored straight leg pants. Banana Republic has good ones, or like J. Crew. They do a lot of color in their pants. So either like a color or a pattern on the pants that would still be bold and a little kicky.
Okay.
Would feel super fun. And it would still, they have like the stretchy ponte pants that you can still pull on. So it's not like a full-on trouser and it doesn't feel stuffy.
Oh, are those like they kind of look like pajama pants, but they're not?
I wouldn't go that far.
Well, it's, for lack of a better term.
They're like a knit. So they're almost kind of like leggings.
Okay.
But they're not, they still look professional.
Got it, okay.
Yeah.
So nice, something that's bolder in the pants maybe. Okay, because then I wasn't sure about that because, there's the sleeves with the little lacy, frilly bits. The angel wings. Don't want things to clash, right? And then this is just, I don't know, I love this. I like how flowy it is. And it has this like little thing on the side. But again, would it just be the same thing? Like find like some bold pants to dress with it?
Bold pants, or the other thing you can do is tuck that into a skirt.
Tuck it into a skirt? Oh, tuck it into a skirt. Okay, like wear a skirt and then tuck it in. Got it.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I don't know if this is long enough to be a skirt.
No. So, first of all, you could wear this with leggings just as is, because it is a longer top.
Yeah, and it's got the longer back and the shorter front.
But to avoid completely hiding your shape in it, a way to create an actual silhouette is to get a skirt, like an A-line skirt that's a little bit higher waisted, that comes up to the smallest part of you, and then tuck it in. So that way you visually create the tiny waist, the flared out at the hip, so that creates the hourglass. Because on its own, the shirt wouldn't be super, super flattering. It would be kind of oversized. And that's totally cool for like the loosey-goosey look and right, but if you want to feel more put together in it, that would be the way to do it.
A-line skirt.
A-line skirt.
No, A skirt.
Tucked in.
A-line skirt. Okay.
Yes.
Cool. So what type of things do you have going on right now?
What type of things do I have going on right now?
How can people get in touch with you and get to know you better and use you up? So
I'm everywhere. I am at Anna Neimark Style on Instagram. On Facebook, I'm just Facebook/Anna Neimark. Pinterest, Twitter as well. But mainly my website is www.annaneimark.com. And that's ANNANEIMARK.com. And you can sign up to get my freebie, which is a closet essentials checklist.
Okay.
It's my opinion of what everybody should have in their closet, men and women. And then you can sign up, or you can apply for a consultation, apply for a discovery call with me. And what I do is a full range of styling services. I do personal shopping, I do event styling, I do packing for trips, I do closet clearings. I have a full style metamorphosis package that includes all of that. I'm also launching a group program called the Empower Style Boot Camp, and that's going to launch in August. I don't have a solid launch date yet, but it's launching in about 4 to 6 weeks. But it's a way to kind of work with me on a smaller scale. So you get group calls with me, you get content delivered to your inbox, and you get to go off and do the work on your own. Mm-hmm. And then we reconvene and kind of go over everything, go over the homework. But it's kind of a lower cost way to work with me. And then I'm also launching virtual styling. Oh. So I can do the one-on-one personal styling that I do with my local clients, but with anybody in the world. So a lot of like the in-person stuff is just done over Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So find her on Instagram and Facebook. It was Anna Neimark Style. Mm-hmm. Her website, annaneimark.com.
.com.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And stay posted for her Empowered Style Boot Camp and her virtual, what was it? Virtual
styling.
Virtual styling. Okay, cool, yeah.
And one last thing, if the whole message of self-love through style and empowering yourself and the body acceptance piece resonates with you, I also have a side project that I'm working on called You're Fucking Perfect. And it's based off of that Pink song. You know,
yes.
Pretty please, don't you ever feel like you're less than fucking perfect?
Yep.
So
love it.
I have a Facebook group for that as well. So it's YOU_REF*CKING perfect ! You can find it on Facebook, and that is mainly to serve as empowering content for women to accept and maybe even love the bodies they're in. And I'm also turning that into a Facebook Live show, so stay tuned for that.
How exciting! Very cool. All right, great stuff today. So stay posted, Instagram to our Instagram and our Facebook and all of that. I will follow up with a post with all of her information so you guys can get in touch with her. If there's anything that you like in this show today, I think we got through some really awesome stuff. There are a lot of women out there, and even men, you're not forgotten. Some great stuff in here in this show for you guys, insofar as really loving the body that you have now, and feeling fabulous, dressing yourself
exactly as you are.
So,
and looking for who you want to be too.
Yeah.
And expressing that. Like, really, when your outsides match your insides, you're unstoppable, and that's just all it is. And that's my whole premise of you have a mark to make on the world, dress accordingly, because we all have a message. We all have that thing that makes us unique, and that thing that is what we have to offer in the world. And when every part of us, from our clothes to our hair to our everything, is in alignment, in full true alignment with who we actually authentically are, there's no stopping us.
Yes.
And it just,
we're a force to be reckoned with.
Exactly. It like energetically shifts something to have the universe conspire in our favor.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's like you're showing up like, this is me, this is the next level of me. All right, universe, make it happen.
Love it. So if there's one word that you would like people to be, what is that?
One
to
word
be more of.
To be more of.
What comes first thing that comes to mind?
Just authentic.
Be authentic. There it is, guys. Thank you, Anna
Like,
Neimark.
fullest expression of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bex.
Be authentic. Love you guys. See you next time.